Thank you. Happening today, the Old Fort Days Rodeo officially kicks off. Not long ago, the Memorial Day Parade wrapped up in downtown Fort Smith. It's an annual tradition kicking off all the rodeo festivities. 5 News morning anchor Joe Ellison joins us live on Garrison Avenue with a look at how it all went. Hey, Joe.
Yeah, hey, Lauren. You know, there's two things we know here in Fort Smith when the parade rolls into town. It's Memorial Day. We're honoring our veterans. We're thanking them for their service and their sacrifice. And two, it's rodeo time. That's why Garrison Avenue here is clear now, but was packed earlier for this parade. Take a look.
Morning. How are you doing?
Good, here, y'all.
We are good. We are good. This is one of the best parades ever been here.
Hello.
I've been coming to this parade. Oh, I don't even know how many years.
I like seeing the cars go by.
It's a wonderful, wonderful day. This is what it's all about right here. This is what it's all about, is those that served our country and lost their lives so that we can be free.
We have one of the best celebrations around here for Memorial Day, and to remember all those people that fought for us and survived, and and just the ones that died, and we miss our families, and we just love coming out here on Memorial Day. Good morning. How are you?
Very blessed. How are you?
Blessed and full.
All right, you know, the fun isn't over yet. There's another parade which will be tonight. The grand entry at the Old Fort Days Rodeo. That is quite a tradition for those who know. They come every year, some just for that. It's a good time. All right, reporting live in Fort Smith, covering news where you live. Joe Ellison, 5 News.
Joe, thank you. I got to get out there this week. You can find more information on the Old Fort Days Rodeo schedule on 5newsonline.com. Just text the word rodeo to the number on your screen to get a link sent straight to your phone. Well, this Memorial Day weekend marks 2 years since a series of tornadoes ripped through Benton County, leaving behind damage, days without power, and recovery efforts that lasted months. Those tornadoes touched down on May 26th of 2024. Rogers Public Relations Manager says Walnut Street looked like a war zone in the days after the storm, with buildings in the middle of the road and entire blocks transformed. He says the city immediately began cleanup even before FEMA funding was approved, a process that took nearly 3 months to complete.
Just seeing the level of destruction to those buildings and that area, every single power pole down all along that street. It didn't look the same just because of the trees too. Because I mean, the city of Rogers, one of the things I've always loved about it is just the amount of coverage of the trees.
He says the city is still working to rebuild its forestry after losing thousands of trees in the storm. He says they're now launching a new project to plant 1,600 trees across the city. Well, tomorrow, a man accused of a double murder at Devil's Den State Park is set to appear in court for a hearing. Andrew McGann is charged with capital murder in the deaths of Clinton and Kristen Brink last July. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty in this case. Late last month, the defense filed new motions. These included having motions to have witnesses sequestered while at the courthouse and to prevent juror exposure to witnesses and trial spectators. Last week, prosecuting attorney Brandon Carter filed the state's responses to these motions. A jury trial date has not been announced just yet. Fort Smith police officer Kyle Newman, who was shot while conducting a DWI investigation last Sunday, remains in critical but stable condition. The department gave an update over the weekend, saying encouraging progress has been made in the last week. They asked for continued prayers as Officer Newman continues in his recovery. The Arkansas Department of Agriculture has announced 65 rural fire departments will receive new equipment to help with fire rescues. Each wildland fire suppression kit is worth nearly $4,800. It includes essential tools and gear such as protective equipment, leaf blowers, backpack pumps, and rakes. One fire captain says these are tools that his team uses every day.
Our rakes that we have can cut down limbs to little brushes, get them out of the way. Our water packs, they come in handy for little spot fires. We got them on, each one of our linemen has them.
Here's a look at a few of the fire departments in our area that received the kits, including Beaver Lake, Decatur, Greenwood, and Scranton. The program has been active since 2014, providing hundreds of kits in cooperation with the U.S. Forest Service through the Volunteer Fire Assistance Grant. Departments can apply for that online. The U.S. negotiators are spending Memorial Day working with Iran on a possible deal to end the conflict in the Middle East. Olivia Rinaldi is in Washington with more details.
President Trump is planning to mark Memorial Day by laying a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. The president is also using the holiday to try to reach a deal to end the conflict with Iran, posting on social media, quote, "Negotiations with the Islamic Republic of Iran are proceeding nicely. It will only be a great deal for all or no deal at all."
We're going to give diplomacy every chance to succeed before we explore the alternatives.
Sources tell CBS News a potential deal would include Iran reopening the Strait of Hormuz and the U.S. dropping its blockade on the Gulf of Oman. Iran must also agree to never develop a nuclear weapon and destroy its stockpile of enriched uranium.
Get the straits open, enter into a very real, significant, time-limited negotiation on the nuclear matters.
Iran's foreign minister says they have agreed to some topics under discussion, but he says an agreement is not imminent. The nuclear issue remains a sticking point. Iran says it wants to end the war first and then have nuclear-related discussions within 60 days. But many in Washington, including Republicans here on Capitol Hill, insist that Iran's nuclear program be included from the start.
The objective is to ensure that Iran does not possess a nuclear weapon, and that is what President Trump has been clear and consistent on from the very beginning.
The good news is the straits will be back open, if that's true, and that'll mean gas prices will go down for Americans.
This as millions of Americans face high prices on a busy travel weekend. With the average gallon of gas at $4.50, that's about 42% higher than a year ago. Olivia Rinaldi, CBS News, Washington.
Jet fuel prices are also higher, which means flyers are paying about 20% for airline tickets than they paid last April.